Go.
Welcome back, and thank you for joining us as we get ready for game number 3. Team Liquid taking on Expert, and we are tied up 1-1, which is pretty crazy. These two teams we're looking forward towards, as this is always a great series to watch. But Team Liquid was in a spot where they were looking for a 3-0. Sadly, it's already a 1-1, and now it's all about focusing on good gameplay.
Exactly. They have to still win this series, of course. This is the first objective, the 3-0. That was the cherry on top of it. Now they have to make sure that they win. And as Expert said several times, they have very, very different plans there. They said in the first part of the season, we want to go into the top 3. We want to not make it a big 3, we want to make it a big 4. And so far, they were shut down every single step of the way. Today is an opportunity for them to change that. And they just make their first win happen on Infernal Shrines. They need another one, though, another 2 if they want to make it happen today. So let's see if they can do it.
Battleground time. Let's figure out where we're going for game number 3. It's going to be Dragonshire Expert picking it up. They did this, I believe, the other day as well.
I like
Yesterday, yeah, they went to Dragonshire when they had the choice.
Dragonshire is a map that they feel comfortable with, and we have seen odd picks for them. We saw the Probiers on the last map already having a huge impact, so Dragonshire always a lot of fun to watch. And then again, Team Liquid is a team that is really strong when it comes to rotations, and they're usually very smart about how they approach these situations where you need to control 2 points and take a third. So this is going to be a good one. As I said yesterday, I love Dragonshire. It's one of my favorite maps to watch for sure.
This is the one they played yesterday too, where we saw the Leoric play, but also the Chromie play from ADRD. But afterwards, Expert did say that, bad bidding at least, that they didn't share any crazy strats during their entire play yesterday. So yesterday may have just been a bit of a fluke in terms of what they actually want to play on this battleground. Let's figure out what Expert wants to pull out, as Team Liquid will just get rid of a Thorough in that Zeratul.
Yeah, getting rid of the Thorough Angel Zero first of all. So Zeratul banned out, not wanting to deal with that. And I just want to state that in this series, the double support, the also feared double support is on too.
Stats. There you go. 0%. So Zeratul and Dahaka will be the bans here, and Malfurion being picked up. I mean, you're correct. You're not wrong, Caldor.
Malfurion is in, and Dahaka is out, which leaves us with Falstad for the Globals, and of course still Oriel to be able to picked up by Team Expert. Now, Oriel has seen a lot of priority in this series in particular for a very simple reason. Both of the teams are looking at double support combos, trying to deny it to the opponent, trying to see if, hey, can we make one fit for us? Is that the way we want to go? And this is, of course, why, especially on the first and the second map, we've seen that such a high priority on her. So is Expert following up with this on this map as well? Are we going to see the Oriel? Maybe with a Gul'dan? Is the Falstad as a global higher prioritized by them? Or is it going to be something completely different? There's still a huge range of options for the teams.
That there is. And let's talk about the double supports losing those last 2 matches. Let's think about how they fell apart. There was a pick composition set up there for Team Liquid, so obviously getting isolation and picking someone off is good. And the other side, Zeratul in rotations. They just went for full wave clear with Probius and Zeratul on the constant flanks. If you get picks there, you become completely effective. So think about that whenever you're playing against the double supports. Try to find ways to get your opponent sectioned off some way or some form so you can pick somebody out.
Was a strong snowball on the second map, identifying what the map is about, setting yourself ahead in the early game by taking down structures of your opponent. And it's always this big back and forth. How aggressive can I be? How much can I push? Where does my opponent have a weakness, and how do I cater towards the battleground? And Expert did this really well, taking down structures early on, hitting an early level 10, with a level 10 then being aggressive because of the power spike and grabbing one Punisher after another. So it was really smart play on their end. And they are starting off again with a Nuburak and Greymane. So looking once more at a very similar opening into the draft.
That it is, and Team Liquid typically lately have been grabbing their variant as soon as they can here. So we'll see if they'll probably go into that to get their engages. Now, wouldn't want to probably pick a Gul'dan here with the Nuburak already being up on the other side, so maybe you can span it out later on and continue up with that front fight. But you want to make sure you get your top lane, and you want to make sure you get wave clear. It's all about that middle and that bottom lane. Falstad and Muradin will be the pickup for Team Liquid.
So the Falstad could be a bit expected here because of the priority that Liquid in the past has given globals. And they prioritized Malfurion over an early Falstad pick, but Hazorps is fantastic on the hero. Is one of the few that also makes very cool adjustments on the level 4 talent, which we're going to talk about a little bit later on if it actually comes into play. But oftentimes he goes for the increased range on the barrel roll to set up good gusts. So with the Dahaka banned out, this is the only real global that we have in the game now that they can use here. Especially in the late game, when you have Epic Mount available, it gains even more value for you. And the Muradin at the front line to have a very, very beefy tank. and also, of course, initiation with a good Stormbolt.
Yeah, Murden's been going up in priority a ton here on Dragonshire in particular. He seems to be getting picked up by a majority of the teams when available. Just having the ability to escape, not get chucked out on chokes, seem to be really powerful tools. Leoric will be in to end out for Expert instead here of them picking it up.
Yeah, so that limits the options a bit for the top lane. Medivh about to be banned out, since of course Team Liquid is very well aware of the threat that AD already can pose with this hero. It's really interesting to see that both of these teams, I would say the two of them, plus Playing Ducks with Sport Billy, are the three teams that run Medivh regularly. Of course, others can run them too, but we oftentimes see the hero appear with the two of them. Looks like Team Liquid is actually rethinking the position a little bit. Ragnaros, a hero that is exceptionally good against Dragon Knights. And even Probius being highlighted here. So Team Liquid really thinking through a couple of options of what to ban out at this point. Ragnaros would be a good solo laner for Team Expert, especially now that Leoric is banned out. Probius finds himself in a spot where Liquid had to deal with him in the last game, and I didn't really enjoy that, I would expect.
They weren't a fan of that probe. They're going to go ahead and ban it out. And I don't mind that over the Medivh, simply for the fact that they do have control over the portals if need be. They already have their Mighty Gust, they have the root set up, they have Murden that can stand there and be a bodyguard on the portal. So just get rid of the wave clear. They had a really hard time actually dealing with the Photon Overcharge.
It's just so funny. Every single time I see something something banned out that AD already plays, I just have this picture of him in my head where he sits at home and he's just like cackling a little bit. It's like, bait it. So just baiting out the bans here. We've seen the craziest heroes banned against Expert. Cho'Gall's being banned, Probius being banned, and I just imagine him with that smile on his face whenever it happens. It's just like, yeah, I gotcha.
It's like, that's right. I understand the meta. No one can handle this pressure that's coming their way.
And there's the Medivh.
There's the Medivh. So now we have Medivh, we have Lucio, and this game just got exciting.
And just think about how Liquid thinks at this point. They were starting with a potential ban on Medivh, and they're saying like, nah, the probe is too annoying, let's ban the Probius out, and the immediate thing after that happens is Medivh being taken. And he was just sitting there like, oh god, why?
That's what it is when you face Expert, man.
Yeah.
All the time here. So now Team Liquid needs to make sure that they have ways to control this portal overall and make sure that they have their own engage. Do you move in for a potential second tank here with extra damage and just try to make sure you get someone killed if you are given the opportunity?
I mean, the first thing they have to think about is the top lane, and that's where Sonya comes into play. So Sonya taken for the top, and we have next to that Nazeebo. So Nazeebo, a hero that excels on this map. Let's phrase that a bit differently. Nazeebo excels when you reach level 20.
Yeah.
So maps where you have a higher priority on Nazeebo are maps where you are more or less guaranteed to reach a late game. Since once Nazeebo has level 20, he has a massive power spike that helps you to carry the game. And Dragonshire is one of the maps where we have the average game time being the highest. The objective, you can really stall that out for a long time. So Nazeebo is oftentimes reaching that spike throughout the game. And this is something that Team Liquid is currently hoping for here.
Do note that Nazeebo now, that spike requires 175 stacks now instead of the 150. So a slight change,
fair,
but still doable, especially on this battleground when you are almost guaranteed to get to that end game. Now, the question is, what does Expert move into? Right now they have a Nubarak, and Nubarak does all right against Nazeebo, but when you get to that late game, man, those spiders will start to chunk. And while Lucio can be strong with that 16 power spike and that 20, you're going to need some tools to be able to sustain yourself through, and Ragnaros will be the choice.
To me, this is funny because all three heroes that Team Liquid cycled through when they were looking at their second ban are now, so to say, in play. Probius got banned out, and the two that they didn't decide to ban are taken.
That's how it works sometimes, man.
Yeah.
That's how it works. It means they have obviously a great understanding of Team Expert. And they thought, you know what? The least amount of poison we have to deal with is if we get rid of the Probius, we can deal with the Rag, we can deal with the Medivh, we just don't want to deal with the Probe. So the ban was made, and now overall, Team Liquid, they're in a good spot to get to that mid to late game. They have a decent front line too with that Murden and Sonya, which are pretty unkillable, so they can get into forced fights. But Medivh, again, them showing up for the portal on the back line and then a solid leyline seal could be a kill.
Let's put it like this. Team Liquid has a really strong composition. I like what they have here. And Expert has a very annoying composition.
Yes.
Especially to play against. The thing is, though, if you talk to a lot of the teams, Fnatic has said that in the past, they are more so afraid of their opponent, of Team Expert, when they go into a very meta draft because they're saying these odd picks that Expert oftentimes throws at opponents are annoying to deal with, but they're a little bit easier to beat once that you get the momentum for yourself. But then again, if you look at Expert right now, they don't have anything too crazy in their setup here. It's a Medivh composition with the Ragnaros. It's all good, all fine. It's very much so in the meta, and Expert has shown incredible play on the last map. Now they have to show it again as we are heading into our third map.
Well, Game 3 is ready to go, so let's get it started here on the HGC. We're going to have Team Expert and Team Liquid facing off.
Game number 3. A tie in the series between Team Liquid and Team Expert. And to the left side here on Dragonshire, we're seeing Darkmog on Sonya for our top lane, Splendor on Malfurion, Nurok on Azebo. We have Hazobs on Falstad and Blumby on Murden as the spray game is on point.
That it is. On the right, we have Kirsten here playing the Lucio. Bad Binny will be on a Nubrek. We're going to have ADRD on Medivh. We're going to have Ragnaros being played by a Thorough Angel. And Nick will be on Greymane.
Nick on the Greymane this time. Hazobs heading straight into the Season Marksman. Has been quite some time since we saw the Gathering Storm for Falstad. It's very uncommon to see anything else but Season Marksman. Most of the time it is the hybrid build with Boomerang on level 7 so that you still have some wave clear available to you. But we have also seen Secret Weapon being used when there is a very, very big front line for the opponent. A nice attempt by Nurok to just slow down those minions a little bit, and that gives them a bit of a safer position heading into the first wave here.
Team Liquid really looking for that late game spider build here. The Marksman, as you mentioned, going to be in spots here where they just play safe against the portal play of ADRD, as he'll be sharking around and floating as often as possible. Sonya will be in the top lane against the Ragnaros, and Bad Binny and crew are aware that Murden is on the field, and what he's good at is ganking the top lane. So they are here to help out Ragnaros for pushing in that lane, and he will do so already as we had a quick 3v3.
Yeah, Shannon's Clarity has also been taken on the side of good old Malf. So instead of the 30-second cooldown, we have now a cooldown reduction of 8 seconds thanks to the talent, and he will be able to just spam out mana a bit more often, which of course benefits especially the Nazebo that will push that out. And you've been talking a little bit about the level 20 talent, so that's definitely going to cater towards that 2 to reach that goal of 175 stacks a bit faster.
Nick going in here, Splendor getting low on health. In fact, maybe dying here. He gets picked off. Bad Binny doesn't get hit with a Thorbolt though. It takes tower damage and the Falstad damage here. Nurok chasing for a little bit more. Won't be able to get it, but a quick 1-for-1 trade. Yeah,
so we have the 1-for-1 trade here, but already Expert is showing up very aggressively on the map. And Liquid, they suffered a severe loss at the hands of their opponents on the last map. And they are now, of course, in the spot where they also have to think about, yeah, we would have liked to win this with a 3-0, but at this point, can we just make sure that we win it at all?
That is a good question here, as both the shrines will be grabbed by Team Liquid. Blumby setting up. Kirsten comes in to delay. Hasselhoff's here on the same time. The minions actually playing for Expert. And Hasselhoff's not having a very good day here. Gul'dan gets picked off in game number 2, and here on Falstad he gets picked off by Bad Binny.
Yeah, this is starting to be a little bit rough for our team in blue here. So this is the second kill against them, and this time they don't have the luxury of getting a counter kill. So that's a bit of an issue. Right now, Liquid, they need to step it up a bit, especially since they lose another one. Malfurion is down, and this aggressive move that we have from especially a Nubrok plus Greymane throughout the map is paying off for Expert.
Yeah, it's time to calm down, Team Liquid. Get set up here. Just make sure you get yourself to your mid game and quit getting picked off. They're going to go ahead and play a safe play, grab the Giants on the left side, as we have Team Expert grabbing their own Giants on the right. We'll have pressure back and forth, but right now 3 kills to 1 as we head to 3 minutes into the game. Sonya and Ragnaros are starting to do their thing in the top lane, so it's all about that Falstad and his rotations.
You know, Blumby was talking about how losing against 2 teams or coming off 2 losses against the big 3 is definitely a bit of an issue and is something that you have stuck in the back of your head. And this is just emphasizing this even more because they're starting to question themselves a little bit. They had a rough time against the Playing Ducks, they had a very rough time against Tricked, and then they started to gain a bit of momentum but get shut down hard by Dignitas and Fnatic, and all of a sudden Liquid is standing there and they're asking themselves, how much trouble are we in right now?
Have they missed something? Maybe they don't calculate the meta correctly. Maybe it's a team that is slightly off on teamwork. Now is the time to really prove themselves, you know?
Yeah, they were very confident actually going into this, saying we are usually a team that figures the meta out the fastest.
Yeah, that they are. And Expert right now are looking great. Expert on the other side too, they want to prove themselves, especially a Thorough here. He's wanting to take a spot here on this team roster. And Expert, again, wants to move out of that 4th spot and start being a contestant for the top 3. So this is a big deal for them. The constant aggression working out. They do have a slight lead experience, about half a level, 7 to 6 here. And with the shrines being grabbed by both teams, Expert's in the middle to delay.
And with the aggression that we are talking about and these aggressive setups for Expert, I want to highlight again the build that Anubarak went for. When we're talking about the level 4 talent, what we see most of the time is the bed of barbs. Expert has been consistently now going for Underking for the increased range on the burrow charge. Yeah, there we have disengaged by Bad Benny. But the level 4 and the level 7, the Subterranean Shield, those two together just make for heavy engagements that Greymane usually follows up. This is one of the things that Team Liquid struggled with in the early game. It's one of the reasons why Hazorps currently goes on level 4 for the Gathering Shield, or the Static Shield, to just make sure that he has another tool that helps him to survive.
It's helpful too. I mean, yeah, Sonya and Murden, we talked about it. Those are really great frontliners that can handle a front line. If you can get your Anubarak in the back line, just by a smidgen of extra experience, it can be incredibly helpful for getting those kills. And then you always have Medivh to back you up with those portals out.
Good dodge by Ethereal Angel up at the top, making sure that he's not being hit by the Stormbolt, but with 2 heroes against him, he can now, of course, not control that shrine any longer. We still have Blumby here, not really in a lot of trouble, but still taking some free damage as we see Benny moving in, and of course AD already just being a pest here with one portal after another and starting to work on his Master's Touch.
Yep, as an update, he's currently at 10 of those stacks, moving on to 11 here. ADRD looking to grab the Master Touch as quickly as possible. 9.5 to 8.5 as Expert takes the lead, moving towards level 10. Liquid hoping to maybe make a play here soon. I'm watching Blumby. You can see him looking to want to get engaged on this gold Dan. While on the bottom, Nurok is all by himself. Bad Benny comes over.
That was a really cool move by Nurok. It didn't look like much, but him juking that out was super important. That could have been a kill against him. So that was well done. But Expert is aiming for 10 now. And they have once again a massive move into the mid lane. They're moving as 5 here and they get the kill. That's 4 kills against 1. Level 10 is there. Cocoon is being used immediately.
Into Cocoon, so Fierce Match fall low. Splendor is taken out. And Team Expert takes their 5th kill of the game.
This is... Team Liquid is usually a team that is able to deal with stress. They're able to deal with the pressure, and they normally have that really cool mindset where they are saying, hey guys, let's focus on the next map. But right now, if they lose in the same fashion that they just lost on Infernal Shrines, then I'm really becoming worried for them, because they are already doubting themselves to a certain extent, and this is not helping at all. Expert is playing to that so perfectly.
Yeah, they keep moving in. They're doing aggressive rotations. Portals coming out. They have Anubarak just willy-nilly diving in. Team Liquid, usually I can look at them and say, okay, they have patience. They know when to chill out and relax, get themselves set up. Now, they are at 10 here. We'll see if they'll go ahead and take the opportunity to be aggressive in their fights whenever they finally want to move in. The fly-in from Falstad and the Mighty Gust can be great for the engages that continue to happen. But on this side, Team Expert still has chances to go in for their moves. They have Sulfurous Smash set up, they have the Leyline Seal, they have Cocoon to set up that Sulfurous Smash. They have lots of tools here to force Team Liquid to die quickly. Yeah,
Team Liquid with the level 10s on the other hand, this is really one of those things where they say, okay guys, whatever happened up to now, let's forget about it. Yes, we're down 4 kills, but it doesn't matter. It's 1 level. We can make up for it. Let's just make sure that we make those 10s count now.
Keep an eye out, see if they can make those 10s count. Right now we're fighting over both shrines for both of our teams. Team Expert getting top lane finally under control as Liquid will move in aggressively on the bottom lane. And do remember, there's always the timer that we're talking about. Marksman and of course level 20 for Nazeebo.
Exactly. They want to reach the late game. This is the big objective for them. Reach the late game on even footing and they're in a good spot. Also, they need to take care of Malfurion a little bit better. The positioning of Splendor is important since he is the one that holds the cleanse. So once the Cocoon is out, that's a great setup for Expert to drop Sulfura Smash, to drop the ult. But if Malfurion is still there, they will still receive a lot of the burst damage, but he can negate the stun and help out a lot with that.
Person aggressively moving in. They go on a Nurok. Curse Bullet being dropped. Mighty Gust has not been used yet. Hasselhoff dodged the Leyline Seal. Will kill out the Cocoon and get Splendor away, but Nurok no longer on the field.
Nurok down, but that's a lot of cooldowns that were dropped. It's still worth getting the kill, but as you could see, Leyline Seal didn't get a lot of value, and Lucio was also a bit trigger happy on that sound barrier, really seeing Team Liquid engage into this, and wasting another cooldown there. So it's a little bit more difficult for Expert to get an advantage to that early level 13 talent that they have now, but they still find themselves ahead here, no doubt about that.
Yep, 13 to 12, talent lead. Thoreau's grabbing the top shrine here, so he can have 2 shrines popping up so he can move in for a dragon. Nurok has just spawned though. Should be able to help out with that clearing on the bottom lane, while Falstad will head to the middle to make sure no one grabs the dragon. Blumby on the bottom left though, getting caught here as Bad Benny goes in for the engage. He will survive relatively well. They're only taking a little bit of harass. And 13 is the next step for Team Liquid.
Team Liquid already taking up to the top another shrine. Sonya not even trying to hold this, just denying it to Expert is already all they need here, because they are of course hoping to get level 13 talents before there's an opportunity for the opponent's team to go for Dragonite. Nice trap against the Thero. He's not done yet. There's the Cocoon once again, and what looked like a good moment for Liquid is turning against specifically Sonya.
Yeah, so Fierce Smash comes out, Darkmok gets hit, Leyline Seal to hit and make sure that the team can turn around and hit Darkmok. They get the kill on him. Good control overall by Expert.
Yeah, very good control. And that all happened before level 13 was on the board for Liquid. It's finally there, but they still have 20 seconds on the death timer for Sonya. 7 kills against 1 in favor of Team Expert. And they are just reacting to everything that Team Liquid does so well. We have them rotating super fast. The Leyline Seals coming out. Sound barriers when need be. The Cocoon and then the follow-up with the Sulfura Smash. Expert is looking incredibly strong.
Yes, they are getting the kills, but they have yet to grab dragons for the pushes into the forts. All 3 forts still stand for Team Liquid, so while they're falling like flies, their homes are actually safe there. The forts are good to go, turrets are great, so they are staying in this game well. Just a matter of can they get to the point where they want to. Giant Killer is now here, so will be helpful for dealing with that Anub'arak and of course helping out with the kills. We have Season Marksman doing pretty well overall. And looking at Medivh, he's at 26 of his 30 stacks.
We have currently 24 stacks on the side of Season Marksman. And of course, Liquid, again, they want the late game. They are suffering a lot right now, but they know that they have a massive power spike later on in the game. First of all, through Falstad, who is just constantly getting additional damage points on his outer attacks, thanks to Season Marksman. And then the level 20 talent on Nazeebo that they would love to have here. Talking Nazeebo, Nurok is being attacked once again, gets cleansed, ice blocks, but this doesn't look good. Greymane is still on the point, goes in, takes him down, not affected by the Mighty Gust. So Sulfura Smash is missing, Sound Barrier is out as Blumby is attempting to cover the retreat for his teammates. A stun against Anub'arak. Twilight Dream, the bug is able to escape thanks to the portal though.
ADRD with a minimal portal, but enough to dodge the jukes here. Bad Benny also taking focus here. Darkmok low on health. He's getting an auto-attack to Curson. With the Lucio attacks, will finish the kill here. And with 2 members down, Team Expert's making a move.
Hazuov's trying to take Anub'arak down. He nearly had a chance. Bad Benny was going through the portal 4 times here, trying to juke out Liquid. And then Hazu was looking for a quick kill against him on the last moment as he's about to burrow away. But the shields come out and Anub'arak is safe.
Team Liquid is actually getting set for a track at the top. Let's go ahead and check out this replay really quickly. You see how Nurok gets focused down. The Ice Ball comes out. Hasov goes for a Mighty Gust, but Nick sidesteps it. He's able to finish off Nurok there. Splendor does dodge out on the Sulfura Smash with the lane line coming out. Team Liquid is forced to retreat. And look at Bad Benny. He's so low on health, but ADRD keep him alive there. The jukes over the roots. Is getting low on health, goes back to the top, and the Force of Wills continue to shine.
And also, of course, it didn't really help that Muradin missed the Stormbolt against Greymane when all of this happened. Nurok taken out here, that was an issue, but now we have the lead in talents for Expert. And the Dragonite has been doing a bit of work, but they haven't really taken as much as they want. The Dragonite moving down to the bot lane, Expert having the extra talent, Liquid waiting, they try to get the experience here. It's a stressful position for them to be in. And right now, their mind has to be on reach the late game, get the 20, get the power spike. Try to make sure that we are not falling behind too far. Don't lose keeps.
Well, for now, they're still 5 levels away for that spike. About to be 4 as they're getting close to 16. Expert beating on the bottom door here. Taking out the fort. 2 forts did fall during this push. One at the top as 4 members from Expert did kill it off. And now the bottom one taken out in the middle gets sniped as well. So during this push, Expert gains 3 forts.
Darkmok going in for a second, getting stunned. Bad Benny moving in. Here comes the Molten Core. Ragnaros, is he going to get the value? It doesn't look like it, but here comes the stun against Splendor. Again, raining hell down on the opponents. Fire everywhere, but it does not look like it's going to result in any kills, at least not for now. We're seeing Expert moving away again because 16 has been reached for Liquid. They're way more comfortable fighting right now, especially with a stun on 16 for the Dwarf.
Yep, and the impact here, Curse Bullet comes out. Blumby low on health, down to a quarter, forced to move out, and Team Expert While in a threat for an attack, does dodge out some abilities and grab the Giants, and Expert will be able to walk away here. They are about to hit level 19, grabbing the Giants on the side. Team Liquid grabbing whatever consolation prize they can. Mercs in the top left, and with ADRD constantly being in Medivh form, chasing around Nazebo, it's been difficult for Team Liquid to get the fights they want.
Yeah, right now Liquid is having a lot of trouble getting exactly these fights. And if they can get a couple of change stuns in with maybe Muradin jumping in with a heavy impact and then hitting a Stormbolt afterwards, they might be able to turn this around. But they really need a couple of kills, not only to gain some momentum on the map, it's also about the experience. They are way far behind, and we talk about their level 20 power spike, and that's all good and well. The problem is that Expert is going to hit their own level 20 so much faster. They might not have the same power spike that Liquid has, but if they get 2 levels where they can just dominate the map with the level 20s, that's going to be rough for Liquid to hold onto their keeps.
That it is. Net 20 is close, man. 3/4 away. Team Liquid's actually getting a bit aggressive in their posturing here on the bottom. They know they want to move in. Expert willing to challenge, it looks like, though, as they're setting up for a concave around the side.
Also, look at the 16 for Hazovs. He went into the crippling hammer. They have massive problems controlling these fights right now. So he's attempting to just add a bit more slow to what they're running here to make it more difficult for Expert to be so agile on in these fights. Because we've seen, thanks to portals, the constant burrows, Greymane moving in, just Expert being all over the place in the battle itself. So Liquid hoping to isolate someone, maybe slow them down to finally deliver the last few points for a kill. It was close and against the Nubarok, but it just didn't work out. And as you can see here, Expert grabs another Dragonite because Liquid is just... they're hold up to the left. They are not moving out at all.
So, big pie here for Expert. They get keeps set up, get a couple of them killed off. For Team Liquid, they hope to save their keeps and also get experience farmed while they're dealing with the pressure of the Dragon. Let's see how it shakes out here as Expert hits level 20. And they have brought everyone in to start pushing in on this tower.
Yeah, Expert also. Think about what situation they're in. They know they are 4. They know they are on rank 4. They cannot break into the big 3 here, but they want to make a statement. For them, it's about making that statement, hey, we are here to get you, we can attack you, we can take down Team Liquid, we can break into the big 3 that we've been attempting to do for so long, and they're trying to do it now at the bot lane, going through the keep, moving in here, the level 20 advantage is theirs, and with Bad Benny, they drop keep #1 in the game.
Love that portal placement. It threatens and engage, so Team Liquid has to respect it, and they set up on the back right side of their keep, which allows Bad Benny here in the Dragon to focus down the keep. Now we're gonna have the boss actually canceled here. The Dragon. We're gonna have Bad Benny floating around. We're looking for the gank. Team Liquid is moving slightly too far. It is going to be that Nurok. That extra range level 4, that Underking, was enough to get the pick.
Nice dodge here so far. Can he stay alive? Yes, he can. And that was mainly because Kirsten and Ethereal did not communicate. So Thor's smash came out at the same moment that Lucio boofed Nurok away. So in this case, no kill. And that was important that Nurok survives there. Expert just looking for these aggressive picks, and they really are in the driving seat now.
They still have a level and a quarter here before Team Liquid hits their power spike, so they'll look for these picks. In fact, they're even grabbing the Mercenaries here on the left and seeing if Team Liquid will even attempt to come in and challenge. Also, they want to have the Giants push in with the minion wave on the bottom with those catapults, just again to draw resources from Team Liquid so they can go for these picks in different locations. Bad Benny in the front of the middle is going to go ahead and start sieging away with these impales.
Falstad is currently at 41 extra damage points on his quest talent, on his Season Marksman. So the talent itself is completed and he's stacking the damage up. Again, catering towards that late game, of course, that they are trying to hit.
3/4 away. 220. Team Liquid cannot make a mistake now, and they know it. Safely grabbing experience in the bottom. 19.5 here, creeping up on 19 3/4. The Shrines will be activating in 30 seconds. Team Liquid, if they manage their waves well enough, can get 20 before that occurs.
20 would be the big move, and then they, of course, still have to translate that into kills. The power spike for Nazebo with a completed quest, that is the one thing they're definitely hoping for. Staying in the back, throwing out the spiders, constantly get that damage in, and they have the 20 right now. So let's find out if they can pull that off. They have the stacks.
They have the stacks. Vile Infection is here for Nazebo. In fact, 220 stacks for you at home. That was wondering what exactly is available for our Nazebo.
Yeah, he's looking strong here. So this is really the moment. This is where Team Liquid have to make their stand. How is Expert reacting to this now? They have taken the map. They had the control the entire time. Liquid is immediately after they hit 20. They're moving out. They're saying, boys, now we have it. We can fight here. We need to make sure that Nazeebo is not getting killed. Make sure that the Nuburak with his Underking as the level 4 talent is not going to dive too deep on Nurok. We have an opportunity right now to turn this game around. This is what we have been waiting for nearly 20 minutes.
Team Liquid was sieging in the bottom, daring Expert to engage. Expert has actually elected to grab the Mercenaries on the left side, so pushing them to the top. We're going to have Lumpy jumping in with the heavy impact into the Stormbolt. They're locking down a Nuburak. Gargantuan has been popped. Portal on the left side here. ADRD doesn't mind going in. Gonna start poking on the Gargantuan. It will be cleaned up. Now, if anything goes wrong, Falstad still has the Mighty Guts, so Nurok is aiming to just drop down spiders. Yeah,
Nurok is dropping the damage, and he also dropped that on the portal immediately. As this is starting, he has 35,000 damage, so we're going to see that increase as the game continues. And of course, the same is true for Hazorps at this point. Good damage out of the spiders, incredible damage out of the spiders. Is it enough with a poke though? Because we are seeing Expert looking for a move. They're going in from behind. The Gust is used at Zero Angel, not with the Molten Core, but immediately we're also seeing Medivh with his setup. Once again, thanks to the Leyline Seal Cocoon on the ground. Splendor is there, hits the Twilight Dream on Greyman at least. They're jumping in to get a Zero. Oh, nice move. Curson with his Sound Barrier.
Sound Barrier coming out to save the teammates. Hasselhoff with the Mighty Gust there. Prevented Ragnaros from going into Molten Core form, which prevented the Molten Swing after the Leyline Seal.
Can you imagine what happens if he gets the Molten Core behind the team?
Yeah, they're dead instantly.
That's an insta-wipe more or less, because you are trapped between a hammer and a hard place.
That you are, and now Team Liquid with 4 members in the bottom with Falstad with Epic Mount, they have found a slight opening. We're going to see Falstad head to the top here and start looking to put some pressure on that top. He's not showing himself yet. He wants Expert to be afraid and not to engage his team.
Nurok's damage is increasing by the second. 51,000 already, having 15,000 damage in the last minute alone, but it's only the poke. They need to confirm the kills, and so far they've not been able to do this. Now we have, with Falstad having the Epic Mount, all the mobility that they also need. Portals again, immediately countered by Splendor, dropping down the roots here. We have Bad Benny with a stun, trying to go for Sonya. Darkmork low, goes straight for the heals, gets a shield as well. They're jumping in, pushed back by Lucio with a boom. Once more, also Falstad moving in right now, as we are seeing Expert looking for a kill. Nurok poking from the back.
Splendor was hit by Cocoon. It was focused down by Team Liquid, so Heroics have been used. Expert does have Sound Barrier. If it engages, it does open. Nurok steps forward and grabs the bottom shrine. Bad Benny hidden hits by spiders here, down to half health. Lumpy comes in for the heavy impact in Stormbolt. Gonna have the Force of Will coming out, but the Leyline Seal being used on the right side here. Hardened Shield used by Darkmok as well.
Leyline Seal used. Hazorp's flying into the middle. They want to Dragonite. He's flying into the middle and he gets it. Molten Core is already out there, trying to go for Bloomy, but he's outside the stun range. The Dragonite has been captured, but the kill against Muradin.
Lumpy gets killed. Bad Benny looking for more here on the right side with Darkmok. Darkmok hoping to spin here. He is spinning. He is living. Gonna have Malfurion coming in. No, Sonya gets burst down there by Ragnaros, so the Dragon's been picked up, but Team Experts win the team fight.
Zero Angel with all that extra pressure. They're moving through the bottom. You can punt them away. Buy some time for the rest of the team to come back. Cocoon already used here. Isolating them once again, staying a little bit too long. Nurok, he can't die. He cannot die. Moving back here. Again, nice dodge with us. Oh, the Ice Barrier. It's not enough. He's down.
It's not enough. Splinter does fall, but lots of cooldowns were used. Nurok is still healthy. Hasselhoff has Mighty Gust in 3 seconds. In 20 seconds, Muradin will be up. There is no Molten Core available. If they can get on Greymane and kill him, Team Liquid can maybe defend this, but Expert is going for the kill. The portal is down. Mighty Gust pushed into multiple members into the back right. Nurok's trying to focus down members. Greymane has not been touched yet. He's at full health. They are focusing down the core, and Team Expert, who wants to prove themselves against Team Liquid, go up in the series 2-1.
A 2-1 lead for Expert. That last Molten Core there was everything they needed. Aethero yesterday on his Zeratul, looking so strong, so good. And now all of a sudden in the series again, having such an impact with the Ragnaros there, trying to sneak behind them for a Molten Core. That didn't work thanks to the last second Mighty Gus on the side of Hazorps. Yeah. And then with that one particular Molten Core at the end, when Hazorps is flying into the middle to get the quick Dragonite, all of a sudden he still gets a double kill.
I have to question Blumby in particular. The call was made for Hostile to phone in the middle and grab the Dragon, and he did that. And Blumby actually jumped into Ragnaros' area where the Molten Swing was able to hit him once, and then from there, everyone on Team Expert turned around and applied damage to Blumby, and he was killed off. And that's where the entire situation just fell apart for Team Liquid. I gotta wonder why he went in.
I think it's definitely a bit of miscommunication happening at that point, but you also have to realize how much pressure is on them at this moment. We've been talking about they want to make a 3-0 happen. Doesn't work, already a victory on the side of their opponent. So then all of a sudden you have a situation in which you realize, guys, this is not going well on the last map for us either. We need to make sure we win this series, because if we lose here, then there's absolutely no way, no matter what Fnatic and Dignitas do, that we can reach the #1 spot. So they are all of a sudden in a really awkward spot. So much pressure on them, and it comes down to them surviving long